You know, people often whisper a certain belief, as if it were an unchangeable law of the universe. You can't become a millionaire on a 9-to-5 salary. But what if I told you that belief is not a law? It's a limitation, and that the distance between an ordinary paycheck and extraordinary wealth is much smaller than you think, if you embrace the right philosophy, the right habits, and the right discipline. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. You don't need to win the lottery. You don't have to invent the next global app. You simply need to start thinking differently, because wealth is not first achieved in your bank account, it's achieved in your mind. Welcome to How to Become a Millionaire on a 9-to-5 Salary. Jim Rohn Wisdom. Let's begin building the philosophy that can turn a regular income into remarkable wealth. Wealth begins with a decision, not a dollar. Becoming a millionaire on a 9-to-5 isn't about having a certain job title or a special connection. It begins with a decision. A decision to live intentionally instead of accidentally. A decision to grow instead of staying the same. A decision to turn your income, no matter the size, into a tool for freedom. Jim Rohn often said, "You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight." That direction is where it all begins. Think of it like a ship at sea. If the captain adjusts the wheel just 1 degree, it doesn't seem like much in the moment. But give it time, miles of travel, and suddenly that ship arrives in a destination completely different than before. Your financial life works the same way. 1 degree today becomes a lifetime of difference later. So ask yourself, what direction have you been sailing in? Are you drifting, or are you choosing? Live by philosophy, not paycheck. See, wealth doesn't come from money alone. It comes from the philosophy behind how you use that money. 2 people can earn the same salary for 20 years. One ends up with nothing. The other ends up financially free. What's the difference? Philosophy. One person says, "I work hard, so I deserve to spend everything." The other says, "I work hard, so I deserve to build freedom." Same job, same hours, same paycheck, different philosophy. Jim Rohn once shared a story of a man who said he'd start saving money when he earned a little more. Rohn replied, "If you can't save $1 from 100, you won't save $2 from 200. The issue was never the amount, it was the attitude. So if you want to become a millionaire on a 9-to-5 salary, you need a philosophy that says, a portion of my income is for my freedom, not for my spending. This philosophy is the doorway. Your daily habits are the steps that walk you through it. Adopt the simple habit that builds millionaires. Let's talk about one of the simplest yet most powerful habits in the world. Paying yourself first. Most people pay everyone else first. They pay their landlord, their car lender, their favorite restaurants, their entertainment, and then they say, "Well, there's nothing left for me." But millionaires, especially those who build wealth on regular salaries, reverse the order. Pay yourself first, even if it's a small amount. It could be $5 a day, $50 a week, $200 a month, something, anything. The amount is not the magic. The habit is the magic. Imagine a farmer. He grows crops, harvests them, sells them at the market. If he consumes the entire harvest, what happens next season? There is nothing to plant, nothing to grow, nothing to multiply. Your income is the same way. If you use it all, you lose the opportunity for multiplication. So ask yourself, are you consuming all of your harvest or planting seeds for your future? If this message is already sparking something in you, if you're thinking, yes, I'm ready to grow. Master the art of delayed gratification. One of the greatest skills you can build, especially on a regular salary, is the ability to delay gratification. Think about it. Every financial goal has its enemies. For most people, the biggest enemy is the need to have everything right now. A new phone, the latest gadget, upgrades, subscriptions, conveniences. Jim Rohn would say, "We must all suffer one of 2 pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And the pain of discipline costs pennies compared to the price of regret." Let me give you a story. I once knew a young man who earned a decent income, nothing extraordinary, about average. But every year, without fail, he upgraded his car. Not because he needed to, but because he wanted to. And every time, he said the same words. Life is short, you know, might as well enjoy it. By the time he was 30, he had worn out that phrase, and his finances. Meanwhile, another friend who earned about the same income kept his older car, invested the difference, and used time to his advantage. 10 years later, he had built the foundation of wealth, while the other man had built a collection of regrets. This is the power of delayed gratification. Every no to an impulse is a yes to your future freedom. The Millionaire's formula for regular people. Here's a formula that works even if you never earn more than an average income. 1. Grow your philosophy. 2. Increase your habits. 3. Let time multiply the results. Let's break that down for a moment. Philosophy is the foundation. Habits are the tools. Time is the quiet millionaire maker. Time can turn a small investment into a large one. Time can turn a simple habit into a life-changing result. Time can turn consistency into abundance. Think of a tree. If you plant it today, it may not give you shade tomorrow. But one day, if you feed it, water it, protect it, it becomes a shelter you could never have imagined. Your financial future is that tree. What you plant now is what you'll rest under later. And here's the lesson. You don't need something big to start. You need something small and the commitment to keep going. Why a 9-to-5 job can be your greatest advantage. Here's something people rarely talk about. A 9-to-5 job can actually help you become a millionaire if you use it the right way. Why? Because consistency is a superpower. A predictable paycheck gives you predictable opportunities to save, invest, and plan. Irregular income feels exciting, but it's hard to manage. Consistent income may feel ordinary, but it's the perfect foundation for wealth. It's like building a house. You don't need a thunderstorm of money. You need a steady flow of bricks. Your job provides the bricks. Your habits turn those bricks into a structure. Your philosophy determines whether that structure becomes a home or a prison. Turn your 9-to-5 income into your first investment machine. Most people treat their income like it exists only to be spent. But successful people treat their income like a machine, one designed to fuel their growth, not their impulses. Rohn used to say, I sure hope things will change. Then I learned the only way things change is when you change. That includes how you treat your paycheck. Your income, no matter the size, has power, but only if you give it a job. Not just paying bills, not just funding lifestyle, a job that pays you back. Here's a simple way to look at it. A portion of your paycheck is for living. A portion is for learning. A portion is for investing. Most people never divide it that way. They live on all of it and wonder why nothing grows. Imagine a gardener who waters only the grass he walks on, but never the seeds he planted. He'll never see the garden he dreamed of. Your investments are those seeds. Start with a percentage. It could be 5%, 10%, or even 15%. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. Because consistent small investments turn into significant results over time, especially for those with regular income. Learn the wealth trifecta: skills, value, and income growth. To become a millionaire on a 9-to-5 salary, you don't rely on luck. You rely on increasing your personal value. Rohn said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." The marketplace pays for value, not effort, not time, value. So while your job provides stability, your skills provide opportunity. Think about 3 layers of any career. 1. Skill, what you can do. 2. Value, how well you can do it. Paycheck or income, what the marketplace rewards you for. Most people invest only in the first one. They try to do their job. But the wealthy invest in the second, becoming better than expected, more reliable, more knowledgeable, more strategic. Those who become millionaires on regular salaries almost always follow this path. They learn new skills. They improve their performance. They become the kind of person companies want to promote. Even a $5,000 raise each year changes everything when you invest that. Increase instead of spending it. Let me give you an example. A man named David worked a modest office job. Every year he asked himself, how can I become more valuable? He took small courses, read books, worked on his communication, and built better habits. Over 10 years, his income didn't explode. It simply increased steadily. But here's the key. He invested every raise. While others upgraded their lifestyle, David upgraded his future. That's the trifecta at work. Eliminate the silent wealth killers. It wouldn't be complete if we didn't talk about the enemies of wealth. And they are subtle. They slip in quietly. They don't feel dangerous at first. These are things like impulse spending, lifestyle inflation, unnecessary subscriptions, debt that grows instead of shrinks. These small leaks drain fortunes before those fortunes ever form. Imagine filling a bucket with a slow drip. If the bucket has even one small hole, just one, the water will never rise. Your financial life is the same. Plug the holes and you'll be shocked at how fast the bucket fills. One of the easiest ways to do this is to regularly review your expenses. Ask yourself, does this serve my goals? Does this bring value to my life? Is this aligned with the future I'm building? Once you start making decisions from that place of clarity, everything changes. Suddenly your goals feel closer. Your money feels more meaningful. Your future feels more achievable. Become the kind of person who can handle wealth. Jim Rohn used to say, if you want to have more, you must become more. Wealth doesn't just require money. It requires a certain kind of person. You've probably seen this. Someone wins the lottery and loses it. Someone receives a big check and wastes it. Someone gets a promotion and their lifestyle inflates immediately. Why does this happen? Because their habits didn't match their income. Their mindset didn't match their opportunity. Money magnifies who you already are. So the real question is, who are you becoming? Are you becoming disciplined? Are you becoming intentional? Are you becoming a good steward of your resources? Wealth responds to the person who respects it. Let me share a story. A young woman once asked a mentor how she could attract wealth into her life. The mentor smiled and asked, if I doubled your income today, would you double your wisdom? Would you double your discipline? Would you double your habits? She paused and realized the truth. More money wouldn't fix anything until she grew. Becoming a millionaire on a 9-to-5 salary isn't only about what you earn. It's about who you become through the process. Upgrade your environment and associations. Your environment shapes your expectations. Your expectations shape your actions. Your actions shape your results. This is why Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If everyone around you lives paycheck to paycheck, if everyone around you spends more than they earn, if everyone around you believes you can't be wealthy on a regular job, then you're climbing a mountain with people tugging on your ankles. But imagine surrounding yourself with people who talk about improvement, learning, saving, investing, discipline, and goals. Imagine discussions that lift you instead of limit you. Your associations don't have to be perfect. They just need to be intentional. Look for people who inspire growth, authors who challenge your thinking, mentors who widen your perspective, communities that nurture ambition. Remember this, mindset is contagious. So choose carefully what and who you allow to influence you. Develop emotional control around money. Money without emotional control becomes chaos. People buy to feel good. People spend to escape stress. People use shopping to fill voids. But emotional spending leads to financial regret. To become a millionaire on a regular salary, you must rise above emotional decisions. Ask yourself, do I buy when I'm stressed? Do I spend when I'm bored? Do I purchase to impress others? Do I chase comfort with my wallet? If the answer is yes, that's okay. It just means there's room to grow. Here's a simple practice. Before any non-essential purchase, pause for 24 hours. Give your logical mind time to speak. Give your goals time to weigh in. This small buffer often prevents big mistakes. Money grows when emotions shrink. Celebrate the small wins along the journey. One of the most overlooked aspects of wealth building is taking time to acknowledge progress. When you save your first £100, celebrate it. Your first 1,000, acknowledge it. Your first debt paid off. Breathe deeply and own that moment. Your first investment, mark it down. Celebration reinforces identity. Identity reinforces behavior. Behavior reinforces results. There's a story about a man who put a gold star in his notebook every month that he invested consistently. Over time, those gold stars became a source of pride, a visual reminder that he was doing something powerful, something meaningful. And eventually, as the stars grew, so did his wealth. Your journey deserves recognition. Don't wait until you become a millionaire to feel proud. Be proud now, because you're doing what most people never do. The final principle: adopt a long-term mindset. In the final step, we arrive at the heart of it all. Long-term thinking. The world wants fast rewards, fast success, fast money, fast results. But the truth, the Jim Rohn truth, is that real wealth is built quietly, daily, slowly, intentionally. A 9-to-5 salary may not make you rich overnight, but it can make you rich over time, if you stay committed to the long game. Think of wealth like a slow-cooking recipe. You can't rush it. You can't force it. You must let the ingredients blend, simmer, and grow in flavor. Trying to speed it up ruins the whole dish. Your wealth grows the same way. Patience is not passive. Patience is powerful. When you combine patience with discipline, discipline with habits, habits with philosophy, and philosophy with belief, wealth becomes inevitable. You don't need a special job. You don't need a special upbringing. You don't need luck or genius or perfect timing. What you need is the right philosophy, the right habits, the right discipline, and the right mindset. With these, even a simple 9-to-5 salary becomes a tool for financial freedom. Jim Rohn believed deeply in the power of the individual. And if he were here speaking to you right now, he'd remind you, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Become that person, and wealth will follow. If this journey spoke to you, if you feel even a spark of motivation, type a comment saying, "I'm ready to grow." And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel for more wisdom, more guidance, and more tools to help you build the life you're meant to live. Your millionaire journey begins now.